going on, everybody? We are back, Madden 23 again. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our wants for Madden 24. And there's a lot. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying that Madden 23 was a terrible game, but I don't think. I think that there's some stuff that me as a player, as a consumer, that I would like to see come back for Madden 2024 or be introduced into Madden 24. Some of the things are repeats, from years past that I did like that they took away. Some things are maybe just, new altogether that they implemented and I didn't enjoy. While I talk about it a little bit, you can see if you watch my last video, I did have that. I pre-ordered the game, so I got that golden ticket player. I'm guessing that's why I got it. I did pick Micah Parsons, sold him. Maybe he wasn't the best pick. I don't know if everybody got the same cards because every single one I had was pretty cheap. Micah Parsons was by far the most expensive. So what I might do is just see if I can, which honestly that champion starter pack probably would have hurt their price even more. But what I'm going to do is just probably open up some of these rookie premier Royal, these red zone, whatever these are. I'll open up some of these and just see if I can't make another rookie premier. Maybe have 3 going into next year. We'll just see. But to start off, I do gotta say, I think it's gonna be a make or break year in my opinion for this game. Wow, that was a 96. I didn't even register. I thought that was my card. 96, 93. Jeez, that's pretty good. I opened up like 1.2 million of these, and that's the best card I got in this slot. But I think it could be a make or break year for this game. I don't think people are just gonna leave like flat out. I don't think people are. It's like, oh, nobody's gonna play this game if it's flops again. Everybody's always gonna play. What other style of game are they gonna go to? This in-depth football game are they going to go to, right? There's no competition right now. I know college football's coming out, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't see that taking over this game, but that's just my opinion. I do think they will lose some of their fan base if they do not make some of these changes or just improvements, general improvements. I mean, the amount of things that went wrong last year on launch days was insane. So, I mean, for starters, for me, and this is in no particular order. If you see me looking down, I kind of got some notes here to keep myself on track. But, cheap offers. In years past, there was always, there's like 99-cent offers. Sure, it might not have been the greatest card, but you had like, if the lowest card in the promo was an 80, it was like an 80 plus or something like that, maybe not even the lowest card, but like they'd give you something plus, and yeah, the plus was usually silent, but it gave you a shot for $1. It gave you a chance to get the best card. I like that. Or $1.99. It seemed like every single offer last year was $9.99, $9.99, $10, $10, and that was the minimum. It felt like the offers were. Just going back to maybe some of those cheaper offers for people who aren't going to be spending a ton of money can feel like they're still maybe getting something, something for their $1. I realize that's not probably a huge deal to a lot of people, but I just like to see some of those cheaper offers. I just felt like they got extremely greedy last year with the pricing that they did for packs, and I don't like that trend at all. As someone who doesn't spend a ton of money, won't spend a ton of money, I don't like that trend. Next, bring back the trade block. I know this could be a controversial topic. I don't really know if there's people who are really pro trade block being removed. I'm not really too sure. A lot of people that I see or people I follow, whatever it may be, they want it back. I am one of those that want it back. I know when you start talking about the trade block, right, you start talking about like farm accounts, buying coins basically, essentially, right? You're buying LTDs. The company sells, trades you the LTD. You quick sell it. You get those, get those coins. I think that's truly what kind of really shut down the trade block, in my opinion, last year was the LTD part of it. People have been buying coins for a long time, and it was never done that way. And now that they're doing it with the LTDs and the trade block, it got shut down. I'm not against buying coins. If you want to spend your money, hell, you are gonna guarantee your value with $100 by buying coins, and then you can do something stupid with it, I guess, if you want, or buy who you want to buy. If you put $100 into the game, you're not even guaranteed anything, and that sort of leads into another point too. But it's like, in years past, I never did spend $100, but in years past, $100 would get you a guaranteed master plus some, usually, right? Like, you were guaranteed to get the master, whatever that promo was, could complete the set. I know it changed a little bit in throughout the season, and they made it a little bit better, but I was seeing people spend hundreds and not complete those masters. It's just, that is ridiculous. That is so greedy. It's honestly, I mean, I can't say it should be a crime, because they're not forcing you to give it, they're not holding you at gunpoint saying, give me that money. I get that. But at the same time, anybody that wanted to be competitive, felt the need to have those best players, have those masters. Insane. I think bringing the trade block back, for someone, I do use a farm account, but very sparingly. I mean, again, I probably sound like a broken record. I don't play a ton. I don't have a ton of time to play, but when certain promos come out or different things come out that I can maybe grind for 30 minutes or even an hour on my farm account, and it can help my main account a decent amount, 50,000 coins, 100,000 coins. Some of the stuff last year was pretty insane, because I could get kind of lucky with maybe even doing like the legends, doing that whole process on that account and flipping TVPs, and then, just doing different things like that, and shifting coins. I probably shifted $1 million or $2 million over to my main account last year. But I don't see the issue in that. I do not. I don't think I'll be convinced that there is an issue with that. If you want to spend the time and do it, do it. That you're still spending your time farming that account to transfer over to your account, your other account. I mean, I don't see an issue with that at all. It's not like they were just handing out free stuff from grinding solos last year. So if you wanted to grind those solos, do different things like that, even grind the comp pass, whatever you were grinding. I know that, I did some of that too, but it's like, you're playing the game. You're playing the game. So what if you transfer the coins from one account to another account? I don't understand where that issue lies. I'm sure it's in the terms of service somewhere. I get that part of it, but I mean, I don't understand why they have an issue with it, why that's even in the terms of service. I can see where they have an issue with you buying coins because the money's going to someone else and not them. I suppose I can understand that. I can understand why that's against the terms of service. However, make your packs better. If people could spend $100 and guarantee a huge profit, I don't think they'd be going, elsewhere. But when you feel like you're not going to get a value, yeah, they're going to go elsewhere. Same with that trade block. It's like, I would way rather grind for a little while on my farm account, get some of that stuff, send it over, than even buy coins. I mean, I'm not going to open packs. I'm not going to buy coins. But so, bring back the trade block. Also, this one, I know this was a little bit controversial as well going into the year last year, but Weekend League, I think it needs to come back. And that's coming from a guy that doesn't even play online a ton. I really don't. I probably won't. It's a real, you have a big commitment of time. And I just can't say that I have a ton of time to do that. But bring it back. I mean, why? What does that hurt anybody? It doesn't hurt anybody. Bring it back. Let those people grind that out. Because then when I did play online, I'm playing those dudes in, regular online when they should be over there on Weekend League, curb stomping someone else. Instead, I'm the one getting curb stomped. Wow, I am not getting lucky at all. All 93s, not even a 95. I was at least getting 95s when I did this the previous time. I don't know if I'll be able to complete another rookie premiere or not, but I guess moving a little bit along here, I do have quite a few things. So, I like the idea of keeping overalls low going into the year and as you progress through the year. I think if you raise that overall cap too high, if you start giving us 92s, 93s, 94s, 95s really, really early, I think that can ruin the game a little bit. I'm going to point to MLB The Show in this instance, and maybe it's just personal, but a lot of the fun I get out of these games is building a team, is starting from a crappy team and working throughout the year, doing different things, grinding stuff to build a good team. That's why I barely even played MLB The Show this year, and it was a real bummer for me because I look forward to that game. And I mean, I could still play it. Obviously, it's not like the game itself was unplayable, but when I don't find the need to like grind for stubs or complete seasons for stubs or do any of that stuff, where's the drive there when I could just wait for there's going to be a different solo or something like that, or a program that's going to give me 99s. They're going to be better than buying anybody anyways. There's no point to buy people when you can just get them for free from doing other stuff. So kind of how I feel about this one as well. Let's keep the overalls low. Let's put platinum cards back into packs. Last year, they were not in packs. I mean, they had specific platinum packs, right? You could buy the weekly pack, you could get it, but you could not just pull one in a pack. And I think that was a big mistake on their part. I mean, why? What does that hurt? You put the cards in the game, you still got to pull them. I don't care if the odds are low. Their odds were low when they were in packs, but it made it a little bit more exciting when you didn't pull. Sure, you didn't pull a great card, but maybe you pulled a platinum 85 or a platinum 86. Could really save whatever pack you just opened, or profit. So put those back in packs, and let's lower the set requirements, for these masters. And I kind of have this tied together with another part, but lower the set requirements, and for sure make the card you get from grinding solos, let me put those into sets. Why that became a thing where you can't even put the cards that you grinded for this program into the set, and now I have this BND, this just shitty BND 86 that I can't even put into a set, and I can quick sell it for 75 training, but I can't use it in a set. And even though I just grinded 2 hours to get it, that blew my mind that they made that change. I think that was a terrible change. Got to bring that back. I don't care if I can't sell it on the market, but they used to have that NAT and then the NCAT or whatever. Like, go back at least to that, where sure I can't sell it or I can't trade it, but I can put it in sets. It makes absolutely no sense. Why is that not a thing? Because that could also help with this lowering the set requirements, because the sets were so expensive to complete last year because they took so many cards and you couldn't use them from the solos. So once again, there's no point in playing the solos because you can't use those cards most of the time. Let's be honest. I mean, you can't use those cards. You couldn't put them in sets. They're not worth anything to quick sell. Very frustrating. And as the year progressed, some of the programs you could get some decent BNDs and stuff like that. Like, obviously, once you're in the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, usually there can be some BNDs that aren't terrible. But for the most part, let us put them in sets. Let us use it at least to build a master. It makes absolutely no sense that you can't do that. What a waste of time to grind on some of those. And I think that would even help lowering the set cost, because if you allow me to put those cards in, then fine. Keep it to still be, 693s and 489s. But as long as I can get a couple of those cards, a couple of those 93s from the solos and a handful of those at 89, something like that, right? Like, at least have a chance to help you complete the set. Bring that back. That's ridiculous that that's not a thing. Let's update MUT rewards as we go. I mean, what are we doing? We got the same MUT rewards for Legendary throughout the whole year. I'm sorry, those packs, I know the pack themselves were getting updated, the odds and all that were getting updated, but I don't want that pack at the end of the year. Like, give me something a little bit better. Or make the requirements to meet, make the requirements for Legendary to continually increase as the year goes on. Like, it starts at 1,000 packs. Say, whatever, in December you have to be at 2,000 packs. And then whatever, I don't care. People are still going to meet it. Some people open up so many packs and then increase the quality of the pack. And maybe even make it a promo, like something with the promo that happens to be out. And I understand that could be controversial, because if someone wants it to be X or, Y or whatever. But at least update them. Make it better. That's just lazy. That's just super lazy. And that kind of ties into a little bit of if they're bringing back like the comp passes and the field passes, which I don't know if they are. Again, I kind of checked out of Madden 23. Haven't really been following a ton of news on Madden 24. I'll be completely honest with you. So I'm not sure if they're bringing back the comp pass, if they're bringing back like the field pass, that type of stuff. I'm really not sure. But if they do, similar to my previous point, let's update those rewards. Let's update those coins. When you're talking it's December and you're giving me 5,000 coins for getting somewhere, I don't give two rips about that 5,000 coins. That means nothing. When TVPs are 55,000 a pop, you think 55,000 training a pop. You think I give a rat's ass about getting 5,000 coins or 10,000 coins? Like, let's update those as well. I just think they're so greedy and they're so unwilling to. And I say they, EA, they're so unwilling to give out coins for grinding for stuff. It makes no sense. You're playing their game. You're not even just like ripping packs or flipping the market. You're actually playing the game, which is what you would think they would want you to do. You'd be wrong though. They do want you to spend your money. And this next point is very just personal. It's nothing necessarily wrong with it, but I would personally like to see the content get dropped on Fridays again. That's completely biased opinion. I work 4/10s, so I work Monday through Thursday, 10 hours a day. Fridays I have off to watch the kids. So it's not like I can do a ton on Friday either, but I have a much better chance of taking advantage of potential promo glitches that happened every single time last year, pretty much. Instead of sitting at work and being like a majority of people who would, I understand, would also possibly on Friday have to sit there and watch it. I know that's why I said this is a biased one. But I don't think there should be any glitches, but it also sucks sitting at work, hearing about it, reading about it, watching it, knowing you cannot do anything about it. Especially because you can't open up packs on the companion app. Another thing they should maybe look into, open up packs. MLB The Show can do it. Why can't you do it? I don't see a problem with that. That would really help these people who are at work and dealing with missing out on glitches. And also, let's add some transparency to the TVPs. If TVPs are coming back, which I can only imagine that they are, let's add some transparency to what those odds are. Unless they have, maybe I should look. Maybe they have since I stopped. But those things, nobody can convince me those did not get nerfed last year. There was times when you could it was straight profit. Everyone was making profit. Profit. Absolute profit. And then it gets, then the next morning, suddenly everyone's losing. Everybody's losing. It's more rare to profit or break even than it is, you're losing every time. You're not telling me that they're not getting nerfed. I don't care what you say. They're getting nerfed. Oops, I didn't even know I had this. We even saw it firsthand with the Campus Hero 2 packs. I think it was those. Like, literally, they came out with a certain odd, or the odds were whatever percent. People were making too much. So then they lowered it again. People were still making too much. And then they lowered it again. What is wrong with people making coins off your promo? I will say that one was kind of crazy. That was a little crazy, but at the same time, do some testing. How are you guys not testing this? When you were opening packs, when you were testing it, you weren't pulling 93s, 96s like crazy? Maybe do a little bit of testing. But if you release it, keep it the way it is, because you're just creating this divide between the community as well, because you got the people that were able to take advantage of it, whatever their schedule may be. Maybe they're content creators. They can be home. That's their job. Cool. Maybe they haven't gone into work yet. They're home. Cool. Off school. Whatever it may be. You got those people that could take advantage of it, and you got the people that couldn't. And there's going to be bitterness. I'd be lying if I said I don't feel some type of way when I can't take advantage of it. I'm not mad at any individual that could. It's not their fault. I feel angry towards EA because if they could do any type of quality control, they would limit that from even happening. But they can't. At least they haven't shown us at all that they can. Another thing, that they got rid of last year was power-ups. The power-up, true, purple power-up. Possibly bring that back. That killed investing. They got rid of that. There was no point in investing in people's new cards. If you're like, oh, this chase card, I can make blitz cards, things like that, super expensive in years past. And if you invested in the right card or even their core elites or whatever it might be, that was gone last year because of the way the power-ups worked. Now I feel a certain mixed feelings on that one as well, because part of me is like, man, I couldn't always invest, didn't have the best ideas on how to invest. It's not like MLB where you can see how good they're doing. That makes investing, in my opinion, a little bit easier when you can like, oh, this guy's on fire. Like, let's buy some of his cards. Or that's not how this works. I think I've mentioned this in the past, but I would actually like to see something like that, maybe, if it could be implemented right. Like, but I would like to see something like that, like implemented, like I mentioned, if it could be done correctly. Each week, if a player could have like a grade, maybe based on how they did. I don't know how often they would do it, maybe monthly. I don't know. I'm not saying I know how it should be done. Obviously, MLB The Show does it seems random amount of time. I know in some years it seemed like it was every couple weeks, but it seems pretty random this year. Or even implementing like the boosts, right? Where, a player goes off. So Josh Allen throws for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns. His stats are boosted, for a few days. Maybe steal a little bit of that, something like that. And you're also probably thinking, wow, this dude was just in a white jacket. Well, kind of what goes in line with what I tell you about, I got the old baby monitor here, and kids started screaming during their nap, so had to take a break. Then life happens, and we're back about 5 or 6 hours later. So trying to pick up a little bit where I left off. I know this is a longer video, but I think that would be cool. Maybe a little bit of something to just make investing a thing again. It was not at all this year, and that's just kind of a bummer. You could obviously hoard LTDs, and some LTDs went up after they were out of packs, but even that kind of really went in waves and really depended on the LTD, the promo, everything like that. Whether it was in TVPs, whether it was an LTD when TVPs were out or not, made a huge difference. And that honestly just ultimately for me led to frustration, because if an LTD you wanted came out when a TVP was here, you could get it for almost, probably like 400,000. Whereas if an LTD you really wanted, whether it be for your team or not, came out, when TVPs weren't in packs, it was like 1 million coins. So just very frustrating. The card might not even be that much better, but just because no one can pull it, it's that much more expensive. And that kind of leads me to my last point I want to talk about. And I'm not a competitive guy. I don't play online a ton. I don't grind champs. I won't grind weekend league if it comes back. But the abilities and the ability buckets, 0 AP, all that stuff, in my opinion, let's get rid of it. It is ruining so much, in my opinion, of like what is the fun in making a team. If you just want like players, good players, let's just simply look at stats. Go to stats. I don't care if they have boosts. Like I remember when I first started getting into it, which I know a lot of people played Ultimate Team way further than I did, going back. But, there was even just like big hitter, I can't even remember all of them. But, they had a certain symbol. And if you had enough of those players on your team, you had tiers where you would get +2 zone, speed, different shit like that. And you could, when you were building the player, obviously you could choose which one of those you wanted. Yeah, so some of them were more expensive if you pulled them, but it wasn't a major difference. But so many more cards were usable, and so many more cards had value because you could make them usable. When a really good card comes out, statistic-wise, but then he doesn't have 0 AP this or 1 AP that, it's just completely unusable. And it's so frustrating. Or when one comes out that does have that, it's way more expensive. Just in my opinion, I think they're trying something, and I don't know that it's a total fail, but get rid of it, scrap it, try to revamp it, maybe come back again. It just, some of the stuff just makes cards completely unusable because of the metas, and you're gonna lose, you're gonna get burned if you play this or you play that instead of this or you play that. It just, in my opinion, just scrap it, get rid of it. So that's a little bit of my wants, for Madden 24. I know this was a very long-winded video, so I'm sure I probably lost a lot of you at some point. But if you did stick around, you're the real one. I appreciate it. I'd be very curious to know what you want in Madden 24. What you think of maybe some of the stuff I said. Agree, disagree. If you disagree, by all means, let me know. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. We are all entitled to our own opinions, and mine is just that, my opinion, from how I play the game, how I view the game, what I want for the game, what's going to bring me joy. So I'm curious to see, what you guys think. So comment down below. Let me know what you thought, what you're hoping for, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.